I'd share some of the examples of what I did uncover in this client session, just to give you some ideas of the types of things that do come up from time to time, particularly in a situation like this. So the first one was a broadcast message that I am not smart enough. Now, broadcast messages, again, are subconscious messages that we send out to others around us, that was sending the message out to her colleagues, perhaps to her superiors, that she wasn't smart enough. So what we do is release that broadcast message and replace it with something more positive. So that's example number one of what I uncovered. Number two was we found that she had unhealthy courting to her colleague. Now, when there's courting, we can release the courting between the two people, and we can reestablish it in a more positive vein. In this case, we knew who she was courted to, and we felt, or she felt, very positively about the working relationship. So we could reset that cord to something more positive so that they could have a more beneficial working relationship. The third thing that I found was an idea allergy to being successful. So in this case, it was triggered by something in her childhood. And typically I can find about what age that this could have occurred. But it's another example of the fact that we can carry these things throughout childhood into our adulthood and well into adulthood without even realizing that it is standing in our way. Again, with idea allergies, they're very similar to a physical allergy, that we have an allergy or allergic reaction to something. In this case, it's an energetic reaction to being successful. So we can release that idea allergy so that she can move on to be more successful in her role. I also found a mental energy of a no will to let go of the past. Now, I don't need to know what specific thing in the past, but clearly if it came up when I was working in the context of her career objective, it was something that was standing in the way of her achieving her career aspirations. So again, just like everything else that I mentioned, I'm able to clear that no will to energy so that it will no longer stand in her way. And finally, the other example that I found was a memory field. Now, this is a memory that, much like some other obstacle standing in front of you, is almost energetically, if you will, standing in your way to achieving your objectives, in this case, her career objectives. So this memory field, again, just like everything else, I was able to get in there and clear. So we did this work with energetically removing these obstacles, these trapped memory fields and broadcast messages and other things that were indeed standing in her way. And there were several outcomes that arose out of this session in the weeks that followed it. Number one is she got resounding clarity. It was crystal clear to her that she needed to leave the company. She needed to find a company that truly aligned to her values and her value system as an individual. So removed those obstacles, allowed everything to get clear to her. She felt that she had very clear direction of what she needed to do. And in fact, she spent that entire weekend preparing her resume, looking at different companies in the area, and really feeling aligned to that decision to leave the company and move forward elsewhere. She was very clear that she no longer needed to be tethered to the company that she was at, and perhaps she was staying for the wrong reasons. So that's all I have today. Thanks again for tuning in. And if you have any questions about this energy work, you can always pop over to my website, eyesfornature.com. And feel free to tune in to other sessions about what makes an infant unhappy. What are some of the things that keeps an infant in an unhappy state? They can't talk themselves, but we can check in with them and see if there are things that we can clear. Other objectives that people have throughout their lives, other trapped emotions and things that are holding them back, like fears, I'll cover in other sessions. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.